Good Monday morning, July 13th, 2020. This is Guy McPherson from GuyMcPherson.com, Nature Bats Last. Here with a few headlines and an update as the stock markets open in the United States. So, start with some headlines. This from Kaiser Health News. Families of health workers killed by COVID fight for denied workers' comp rights. Yes, even when you're dead, Big Pharma is going to look to take every last dime, even after you're dead. From Bloomberg, COVID-19 reinvades U.S. states that already beat it back once. There's no beating this thing back. I mean, temporarily there is, but even states that took very radical action, like New York and California, for example, have not completely defeated this pandemic. It's called a pandemic for a reason. It's going to be making many comebacks, and we're still only on the first wave. From CNBC, Belsky, mega stocks, Facebook were strong before COVID-19 pandemic, will likely remain strong after. Who is Belsky? He's chief investment strategist at BMO Capital Markets. And he says that mega stocks and Facebook were strong before COVID-19 pandemic, will likely remain strong after. If there is such a thing as a market afterwards, then perhaps the companies that are quite adept at fooling the masses will continue to fool the masses. But I wouldn't bet on anything resembling stock markets we have today being intact in another 8, 10, 12 months from now. Certainly not with the impending collapse of industrial civilization, as indicated by our passing the 2-degree global average temperature threshold. That's 2 degrees Celsius above the 1750 baseline. And from USA Today, China sanctions U.S. lawmakers, including Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz, over Xinjiang. And China on Monday announced retaliatory sanctions against U.S. officials and entities, including Republican Senator Marco Rubio, after Washington sanctioned senior Chinese officials who it claimed are responsible for mass detentions, religious persecution, and forced sterilization against Muslim Uyghur minorities in China's Xinjiang province. So, back and forth, the war of words continues with China and the United States. From CNBC, PepsiCo revenue falls 3%. Actually, 3.1% is explained in the story. PepsiCo revenue falls 3% as pandemic hits business sales, but boosts snacks business, because we have to give a little bit of hope for the masses to hold on to instead of telling the full truth in a headline. From the Wall Street Journal, do you dare switch jobs in the coronavirus economy? Who's got a job? Switching? The very, very high rate of unemployment today exceeds that during the Great Depression in the United States. So switching jobs? Only for the very fortunate. From Barron's, Dow futures are, wait for it, rising as coronavirus cases spike. The market's attention is elsewhere. Yes, I would say it certainly is, given all that bad news that I just read you via headline. Markets are opening stronger? Let's take a look. After the Dow closed at 387 points above the previous day yesterday, and all the other markets followed suit. This morning, 9:31 a.m., Dow Jones is up 230 points. NASDAQ and S&P 500 are following suit with a charge at the beginning. So there you have it. In the land of up is down and down is up, black is white and white is black, you never know what's going to come. It's like a box of chocolates, really.